Um, I have a little different way to talk about augmented reality. And the reason is, I believe right now we're all selling augmented reality, but what we actually need to sell is solutions for our customers. And that's why we say a connected workshop with AR is an overarching technology. So I will explain what a connected workshop in a context of an OEM workshop will mean, but this is transferable to any workshop you have. They have similar problems, and we need to solve them. And we have an efficient way to transport information with AR. And I predict in 10 years we don't sell AR. The only thing we sell is an efficient way to transport information, and it's embedded in everybody's tool, owner guide, etc. But what does it exactly mean for our use case here? So before I start, I just want to warm you up a little bit. What are the problems you see in a workshop? What you see here is a wheel aligner. So if you have problems with your wheels, they are not used equally on both sides, your wheels are not aligned. And what you normally do, you go into a workshop, they put this on a little bench, and they check from outside what is the angle of your wheels. And they live measure this and transport the data to the service technician. And what we did, and I think we are one of the rare companies where we sell AR solutions, but we apply it to our own tools. That's a Bosch tool. It's a Bosch wheel aligner. What we're doing is we transport the live data on the outermost right from the wheel aligner under the car. So he sees this either in glasses or in a tablet, and he gets information what part of that wheel needs to be modified to reach the right angle. And he sees live when it's modifying. As they showed this example to me, I said, why would we build something like that? Every service technician knows how to do this. Yes, they know this for cars who run very often through the workshop, but not the ones who run seldomly to it. And they have real problems doing this. So we identified a single use case in a workshop and find a solution for it. Very primitive. It's AR, but what it really is, it's transporting information he normally has outside at the place where he needs it. So now I take this as a start point and would like to address more of the problems a service technician has. And please think these problems I describe are for an automotive technician. But remove automotive and you will see in every workshop, in every service technician's environment, you have similar problems. The very first one is more intelligent and interdependent systems. So ADAS means adaptive driver assistance. So when you have a lane, you keep your lane correct in the car, there are a lot of sensors in it. There is a lot of automated and self-driving cars coming up more and more. There is telematics, which means data will be transferred back, etc. So the things a service technician has to repair getting more and more complex due to all the things like Dirk mentioned, all the IoT information, at the end make a product more complex for the guy who wants to repair it. Then I have the deals with advanced tools to repair those. So if I have an ADAS, adaptive driver assistance, and I want to repair it, I need a special tool to calibrate these sensors. So it's not just that that part is pretty complex, I need to understand what's happening. I also use complex tools to calibrate those. So it's a different thing. I have remote diagnostics. So in the past, most of the time, the car came back in the workshop and I did a diagnostic. Now I do remote diagnostic, I get telematic information out of it. Multiple data sources. And this is now consequent out of this remote diagnostic. I get vehicle data at the moment where it's in the car, but I get telematic data permanently. I get a customer who wants to know much more. What have you done with my car? Why are you repairing it? Why it's so expensive? And you have tools supporting all of this, which by itself give information. And you will see later that we have a vehicle health check software where you read out data and it's informing you about things you measure from outside, like thread depths and things like that. Then you have missing experience, which is a tremendous problem. And experience normally means I have executed a task over and over again, and I learn how to do this. There's a generation currently growing. They don't want to learn this. They want to instantly access that information. So why should I keep something which I don't need very often? I want to get access to that, and I want to immediately reuse it. Then we have new markets. Our customer, Bosch itself, we go to many, many markets where you don't have the same education level as in the rest of the world. Then increased training needs. So the cycle of a vehicle gets shorter and shorter, of a product in general. So I get every other 6 months, I get a new vehicle onto the certain market. And now the individual service technician need to understand how to repair it. So and when I train them and they see then 6 months later the first time the car in the workshop, it doesn't help them a lot because they lost most of it. And the cycles get shorter and shorter, the cars get more complex, and it's training. It's really, training need is one of the biggest drivers for us for AR. Training people with high knowledge retention. And then the final one is more communication with the customer. As I said before, customers expect to understand why you repair my car, what do you do, but also the dealer has an interest in to communicate more with the customer to upsell things. You will repair your wheels, but would it not be nice to have also accessories, a nice rooftop box, etc. So there are different requirements to the service technician to interact. So all of these are drivers for Bosch to develop an overarching technology for a connected workshop. And what is this? So you have actually 6 areas, where in each area we support this with augmented reality. So you see here a generic car, it's a Bosch car. You will see this in our booth. You can have a look how the application looks like. We have implemented this for customers with their vehicle in their workshop. So this is not fiction or something nice to have. This is real implemented, and the service technician like what they see. And it starts with an entrance check. You get your vehicle in. In other products, you may check first what problems does a car has. So we guide the service technician to do the entrance check. So he really gets step by step what individual pieces he has to do. Then visualization of the results. So I now get a much better understanding what did I found, where is it caused, how does it belong to each other. I do a diagnostic. I do the repair with it. I have individual slides for all of that. I do a customer presentation at the end. I really want to show the customer what I did. And I want to do this upselling. I want to sell him a new set of rims. So in all of this, there's a central interface to which is augmented reality. And now I go step by step. This is here again, the information about the wheel aligner. We found during the entrance check, he has a problems with the wheelies. He does not repairing it. He has a problem. He can see immediately what tire has a problem, which one is red, which one is green. He can even call up additional information to support his argument with the customer. Or he gets a guided repair. So after I found, did I jump over my diagnostic? I guess so. But, no. Diagnostic display, guided repair. So I help him really now after I figured out what was the root cause. I analyzed it. Now I'm guiding him step by step to repair things. But we are not doing this for every repair. This is also, I think that's something we still have not learned, the whole AR community. AR should not try to make somebody believe he's too stupid to do a wheel exchange. He knows, every service technician knows how to do the essential things. Where he needs help is when it's complex. Like here, there's something in the engine. I have to access something at a certain point and not to know how to get there. So this is very well selected what parts of a repair we really support with AR. Not because it's not possible, because it's not necessary. They have the knowledge, the basic knowledge. And maybe certain areas they don't, then you can enrich it. But in general, you need to support even experienced technicians with this. We visualize really all the states of the car. Here it's a park sensor. We walk around and make technicians aware how does the individual sensors work on the car. He can talk to the customer and explain, here, 5 of your sensors don't work anymore. We need to replace them. This one works. Or even transport and understanding how such a technology works together. And then it's really We do marketing. Here it's a very primitive case, and you would ask, why would I do this? But if I can explain somebody, hey, your windscreen wiper is not working anymore the way it should be, and this is what happens, and I can superimpose this, it's a totally different argument than when I tell, I think you should replace it. Or you do this with any other component on that car. Either it's damaged or you want to upsell it. I use service information, diagnostic, health check, customer communication inside of an AR, an augmentation. That's the goal. I augment information for anybody in that workshop. So we do this on tablets right now, but we publish at the same time to the HoloLens. So for us, it's totally doesn't make any difference. We create the content, we publish it, and you will see on our booth exactly what I describe, you see with the HoloLens or with a tablet. It really doesn't matter. The content is created and the technician is supported. And then even in this, we request additional information from devices. So what I was talking from the original version of the Connected Workshop is 6 given points. But in our grand view, we get any type of information in the workshop. None of the products will have any more a display by itself. You will see in our booth a headlamp tester, an AAC tester, a diagnostic system. They will not have in the future anymore any display because everything will be superimposed at the moment where the need is. Following the logic I had for the 6 steps in the Connected Workshop. And why we do all of this? So what is this? I just put it together. Augmented reality is the most efficient way to transport information for trainees, technicians, service information, customers, or whatever. This is the main driver for us. We want to be more efficient driving information to the people who want to consume it or had problems with it. And the problem is not that I have to search for it. The problem is I need to get it in context. I want to see a certain information at the moment where I need it, at the place where I need to apply it. Not in a tablet far away where my computer is or a diagnostic system. And what problems do we solve? We really solve, when you remember, is that the complexity of the products. And all products get more complex, independent of what they're telling us. More complex to repair. The end user has it easier, but the more sensors I have, the more things I have together, the more complex get the things. High cost of training, retraining, and that's an obvious. Digital natives, I think really this is a problem. The workshops even haven't realized that it's coming. They learn different. A lot of managers think they build systems for people in their age. So if I would think I built an AR system for people like me, I would stop. But I'm building it for people who are now in the school, who go into work in the future. And they expect things like that. They learn like that. And that's why we need to build stuff like that. Increase data sources. But it's really an incredible amount of data. It's not just that I don't find the data. I even have no idea how to combine them. How do they relate to each other? AR is the perfect way to visualize this. So how is AR supporting this? I aggregate information. I provide it only when it's relevant, execute on-demand training, and visualize complex information. Really, it's important. Complex information. Don't do a wheel exchange with AR. They will run away. I can tell you, we tried this. If it's a primitive use case and advanced service technician, they think you don't treat them seriously. So they run away. And we believe, and we are convinced because we can prove this, AR makes a technician significant more efficient, at the minimum 10%. For complex cases, in certain cases we have seen much, much more. But our vision is a connected workshop where AR is the overarching technology to make it real and the center interface of all information. Okay. Many thanks.
Thank you. A couple of questions came in. One I do want to ask you is particularly interesting, I think. The question reads, what is your rollout strategy in reference to change management? And I think if I can infer, if a maintenance procedure were to change, how does that data get to the workshops and how does it propagate through your system?
Right now, when you have a change in your traditional technical documentation, somebody sits at an authoring seat, creates a modified version of it, or does a troubleshooting procedure, a separate one, a recall campaign or something like that. And the systems we're developing allows exactly the same. I can instantly decide, I am as a technical author, I am as a specialist of that pro, sit down, create my correction, and deploy it. There's nothing different than what you see right now, because this is a demand the service technician or the service infrastructure has. Nothing should be different to nowadays. I can easily and quickly deploy corrections. And we think we have a software where you exactly can do this.
Great, thanks, Juergen.
You're welcome.
You have 2 more questions. If you can check them out later on Slido, maybe you can answer them online. Thank you very much.